4,800 men crowd a space built for 1,100, a prisoner-to-guard ratio that sometimes stretches to 528 to 1. Each night, bodies overlap on stair treads and bathroom tiles, while summer heat pushes indoor temperatures past 40 degrees Celsius. No other jail on Earth crams people together at 4.5 times its design limit like this fortress in downtown Manila. Welcome inside the Manila City Jail, nicknamed Hell on Earth, where overcrowding, disease, and despair collide at the heart of the Philippine capital. Walls built on Spanish decrees. Manila City Jail occupies 2.4 hectares at 14.6 degrees north, 120.98 degrees east on Oroquieta Road in the district of Santa Cruz. The compound began life in 1865 when a royal decree from Madrid created the Cárcel y Presidio Correccional, capable of holding 1,127 inmates split between civilian and military wings. Stonework dated to the Spanish colonial era still frames the gate where horse-drawn carriages once delivered prisoners. After the Philippine Commonwealth funded a new penitentiary in Muntinlupa in 1936, the original buildings were repurposed as Manila City Jail, commonly called Old Bilibid. During the Second World War, Japanese forces commandeered the complex, cramming resistance fighters into humid cells already short on water. After liberation, the United States Army used the same corridors to detain collaborators pending trial. These layers of history left an architectural patchwork of coral blocks, American concrete, and improvised plywood lofts that now sag under the weight of triple-decker bunks. Today, Manila City Jail stands surrounded by busy wet markets and elevated rail lines. Street vendors can glance through the fence and glimpse orange uniforms hanging like flags from crowded windows. The city has grown up around the compound, yet its layout still reflects 19th century security logic: high curtain walls, narrow colonial galleries, and choke point gates. What began as a modern prison for its time is now a relic holding far more bodies than its builders could imagine. Yet age is not this jail's worst problem. The true crisis is the living flood inside its walls. A human tidal wave. By 2020, the jail's official capacity remained 1,100, but 4,800 men were locked inside, driving the occupancy rate to 463%. In December 2018, the head count briefly hit 6,300, or nearly 600%, forcing inmates to sleep in shifts on every stairway and toilet floor. Guards face impossible odds. One New York Times visit recorded a single officer supervising 528 detainees. Numbers ballooned after the nationwide anti-drug campaign launched in 2016. Police arrested thousands on Operation Tokang sweeps. Court dockets clogged, and pretrial detainees flooded facilities faster than judges could hear cases. At Manila City Jail, about 9 out of every 10 occupants have never been sentenced. They wait months or years, sharing 2 meals of rice gruel per day, each portion worth roughly 18 pesos of the national food budget. Space is bartered like currency. A 2x2 meter cubicle known as a kubol rents for the equivalent of $10 a month. Inmates who cannot pay wedge between toilet pipes or hang homemade hammocks above packed dormitories. Summer brings a different torture. Concrete walls absorb the tropical sun and turn the air into soup, raising humidity to sauna levels that sap strength within minutes. The Washington Post documented heat indices topping 50 degrees Celsius in multiple Philippine lockups during the 2024 heat wave, making heat stroke as lethal as knives. Gang hierarchy emerges from the chaos. Although officially banned, 15 recognized factions allocate floor space, ration water, and keep a fragile peace that underfunded staff can no longer guarantee. When turf disputes break out, violence erupts fast. In September 2019, a quarrel over sleeping space spiraled into a riot that killed 2 and injured 32 within minutes. Cells meant for 200 held 800 that night. Packed bodies breed more than violence. They incubate disease. Air heavy with illness. Tuberculosis stalks the cell blocks like a slow fire. A 2024 investigative report counted more than 39,000 new or relapsed TB cases across Philippine penal facilities in just the first quarter, a spike fueled by cramped quarters and poor ventilation. The Commission on Human Rights sounded the alarm when 400 detainees at nearby Pasay City Jail showed TB-like symptoms in May 2024, warning that unchecked infection could jump to surrounding communities once inmates are released. Inside Manila City Jail, coughs echo through stone corridors day and night. Medication supply often arrives late, and sputum exams take weeks to process. In 2023, the Department of Health recorded 8,840 confirmed TB cases among persons deprived of liberty nationwide. Yet public health NGOs insist the real figure is far higher because nearly half of prison TB cases go undetected. The COVID-19 pandemic layered fresh danger onto already fragile health services. With mass testing scarce, the Bureau of Jail Management isolated symptomatic detainees in a derelict building once reserved for TB patients. Human Rights Watch called the jail a time bomb, urging large-scale releases to lower density. Even after community restrictions eased, family visits remained limited to video calls, cutting off vital food parcels that supplement lean jail rations. When the sun climbs, temperature spikes push oxygen levels down. Cells become sweat-filled chambers where fainting is common and chronic respiratory illness worsens. During the 2024 El Niño-driven heat wave, officers recorded indoor heat indices classified as dangerously high on Department of Health charts. Medical volunteers compare the atmosphere to a slow-moving kiln that saps immunity and accelerates every infection present. To survive such pressures, prisoners create their own rules and rulers. Gangs, kubols, and survival economics. Walk through Dorm 4B and neon paint marks invisible borders controlled by rival gangs. Leaders known as Bozyo collect weekly bail in cigarettes or instant noodles, then distribute mackerel cans to members who cannot afford dinner. This unofficial governance stabilizes life where one guard mans several hundred inmates. Formally, we do not allow prisoners to police each other. Informally, we do, a spokesman admitted in 2019. Every inch of space carries a price. Roof rafters host makeshift hammocks strung from shredded bedsheets. Spots under ceiling fans cost extra during humid months. Wealthier detainees pay to erect plywood lofts with portable fans and phone chargers. Such setups offer rare privacy but breed resentment. Fights usually flare at dusk when newcomers, many arrested for minor drug possession, realize there is literally nowhere left to lie down. The 2019 riot revealed the fragile peace. A scuffle between Batang City Jail and commando members over a narrow sleeping platform escalated into knife attacks within seconds. Guards waited for backup, their keys useless against hundreds of men pressed into one hallway. By dawn, 2 lay dead, but the dormitory population still exceeded 4 times its limit. Investigators noted that both victims were awaiting trial, not yet convicted of any crime. Economy extends beyond sleeping rights. A plastic pail of clean water sells for 5 pesos, triple the outside rates. Tattoo artists trade skin ink services for soap or rice. During the pandemic, rubbing alcohol became barter gold, its price rising tenfold. Officials confiscate contraband phones weekly, yet Facebook Live videos occasionally surface, showing detainees performing rap songs to pass time. These glimpses expose creativity forged under crushing scarcity, but they also underline how deeply overcrowding shapes every choice in the jail. Still, the root of overcrowding lies outside the gates in the pace of Philippine justice. Stalled justice and slow reform. Roughly 3/4 of detainees in Manila City Jail have never been convicted. They sit through dozens of postponed hearings because prosecutors juggle caseloads that rank among the heaviest in Southeast Asia. In 2023, Chief Justice Alexander Gesmundo convened a national decongestion summit, bringing together all three branches of government to tackle jail backlogs. Proposals ranged from plea bargaining expansion to digital courtrooms, yet meaningful population drops remain elusive. International partners have pressed for quicker change. A United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime pilot started in 2024, advocates community-based rehabilitation for low-risk offenders rather than automatic detention. Early trials cut local jail admissions by 15% and saw repeat offense rates fall. At Manila City Jail, however, intake still outpaces releases, especially as urban poverty and narcotics policing continue to funnel new arrestees through its rusting gate. Legal aid groups point out that many detainees could be freed on bail amounts equal to 2 weeks of minimum wage, but families cannot raise the sum. Others linger because case files are misplaced during clerical transfers. Judges rotate to new posts faster than some defendants manage to secure a first hearing. Each delay translates into another month sleeping upright on a crowded concrete floor. Change is possible. Pilot e-Dalaw video courtrooms launched inside the jail during the pandemic, allowing judges to resolve minor cases without transport delays. Public attorneys now stage weekend workshops to file mass bail petitions. Yet, until systemic reforms slash pretrial detention and invest in alternative sentencing, Manila City Jail will keep filling faster than it empties. For the thousands already locked inside, every postponed hearing means another night spent vying for a space that never truly belongs to them. So, how should the Philippines tackle this prison crisis? Let us know your thoughts below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more real-world deep dives.